Meantime, the City of Kamloops has tossed a gauntlet at the City of Prince George. A group called Kamloops 50 is challenging our city and Kamloops to see who can get greater voter turnout this civic election. Some think it will spark more interest, while others give it a thumbs down.
British Columbians are headed to the polls this November, but in many communities, fewer and fewer eligible voters are doing so. A group called Kamloops 50 was recently created with a goal of getting 50% of voter turnout. This time, they've added some incentive, challenging Prince George and Kelowna to surpass them in voter turnout.
With Kelowna and Kamloops and Prince George, good competitive cities. We've competed on things before, like Canada Winter Games. I think it's a great idea, as you saw with the Ice Bucket Challenge as well. When you put a little bit of spirit into it, a little bit of sense of competition in it, gets people involved, it gets engagement up.
Voter turnout in all three communities is very low, with Prince George the lowest of the three at just over 28%. While Garth Frizzell thinks the challenge is a great way to spark interest, others feel civic elections are too serious to turn into a contest.
The Kamloops 50 group is well-intentioned to try to encourage more people to vote, but I'm also concerned that they could be turning an important civic function into an amusing diversion.
Jason Morris would be concerned about voters heading to the polls to win a contest rather than making a conscious, educated decision.
People don't vote for many reasons. Statistics Canada has looked into it, although it's federal, but they found people not interested, people sick, people away, people just even literally too lazy to bother, taking off their pajamas, putting on sweatpants and a hoodie and going out to vote.
Voter turnout across the region varies greatly, from 21% in Vanderhoof to a whopping 75% plus in McBride. But Morris says the blame for voter apathy can't be laid squarely with the voter. The candidates have to be engaging enough to inspire voters to head to the polls. For Prince George this election, there are a couple of things different that may give rise to higher voter turnout.
We've got a referendum question as well. That's a fairly engaging one. And on top of that, we're one of the only, if not the only one, where our university is producing a course that encourages the students not just to vote, but encourages students to take part and to run an election booth prior to the voting day.
A study from StatsCan found that communities with higher than average incomes, older populations, and university-educated populations tend to have higher voter turnout. Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.